Today, I brought in a very special guest host to help me out, Rahul Kohli from iZombie.
So excited to be here, guys, and we've got a great show for you. We're giving you an inside look of one of DC's most dangerous new stars, Damage, and we're getting the download on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles joining Injustice 2. So get ready for DC All Access.
Hey guys, I'm Whitney Moore.
And I'm Rahul Kohli. We broke through the source wall with our bare hands, and behind it, we found all the latest DC news.
The iconic Brave and the Bold franchise is back with a new team-up starring Batman and Wonder Woman. The murder of a beloved god calls Diana into the world of Celtic mythology, and the haunting of Gotham's Irish Quarter causes the worlds of the Dark Knight and the Amazon Princess to collide. Writer and artist Liam Sharp is bringing A+ work to this miniseries, so don't miss issue 1 starting today.
An outbreak of metahumans in Gotham is centered around Batman's sidekick, Duke Thomas, in Batman and the Signal. Duke's search for answers leads him straight to the Batcave, but as soon as he accuses Bruce of foul play, a new villain emerges who may be closer to Duke than he realizes. Batman and the Signal is the launch pad for an epic crime-fighting career for Duke Thomas, so grab your copy of issue 2 today.
Damian Wayne's deadly past rears its ugly head in a new Super Sons story arc called The Parent Trap. Talia al Ghul emerges from the shadows, sword drawn, with a proposal for Damian. And when the duo learns who she's got in her sights, Superboy will surely question where Robin's allegiance lies. The story is the biggest test yet for the Super Sons' nascent partnership, so check out issue 13 this week.
In Vertigo's Deathbed, the world's greatest living adventurer went missing for 20 years, but he's re-entered the public eye and claims to be on his last leg.
Deathbed is about this man, his name's Antonio Luna, who led this just really cool, amazing life, but has always been obsessed with his story. And he's obsessed with how it is going to be remembered, what the legacy of that is. And somebody comes to his house, this reporter, her name is Val Richards. She's hired to go there to write his life story. And when she goes there and meets with him, it changes her life completely and it takes his life on a whole new direction.
Deathbed is an insane psychedelic mystery that tests the boundary between reality and fiction, so lie down with issue 1 today.
The latest issue of Mad Magazine is silly, sassy, stupid, and actually kind of shocking. Issue 550 is packed with the kind of absurdity that helped define modern American comedy, and the back cover features Alfred E. Newman like you've never seen him before. Take a break from the circus of the real world and check out Alfred E. Newman's latest look this week.
The most dashing medical examiner who ever lived returns this Monday in the season 4 premiere of iZombie. You won't have to wait long to find out whether Liv turned Ravi into a zombie, but either way, this season is honestly our best yet, and I can't wait for you all to see it. I'll be live tweeting and answering questions as often as I can, so follow me at Rahul Kohli 13 and don't miss the premiere this Monday night after Legends of Tomorrow on the CW.
Can you just tell me now, does Ravi become a zombie or not?
You'll know soon enough.
Well, while I wait to see if the zombie virus takes hold, we've got a roundup of the big reveals from DC Collectibles at Toy Fair. The Joker gives a new meaning to terrifying in a statue designed by special effects makeup visionary Rick Baker. And Gerard Way offers his take on the Clown Prince of Crime and the Dark Knight with new additions to the Batman Black and White line. Plus, new action figure packs based on Doomsday Clock were unveiled, pairing Rorschach with Mime and the Comedian with Marionette. On top of that, the DC Essentials line is adding Black Manta to its roster, and DC Artists Alley is getting black and white variants of Newligan's Batman, Joker, and Harley, as well as holiday versions of the Gotham City Sirens by Marase. Start filling your Professor Piggy bank and keep an eye out for all these gorgeous collectibles later this year.
You can give your record player the superhero credit deserves with the Justice League score on vinyl. Danny Elfman's orchestration was one of the best parts of Justice League, with clever nods to the score from Batman 89 and John Williams' unforgettable Superman theme. You can pick up a copy of Justice League on vinyl right now.
Damage is the unstable war machine that launched the new age of DC heroes, and part 2 of his saga sees him take on the Suicide Squad solo. We've got writer Robert Venditti here to help us take stock of the destruction. What happens in Damage number 1 to set up the story?
Issue 1, we jump right into it. You open up on page 1 the main character, Ethan Avery, is on a plane, and he's already transforming into Damage, and on pages 2 to 3, he's jumping out of the plane, and the plane's falling out of the sky, and he hits the street, and it's just a big fight. We really wanted to drop the reader into that blender, really put them in this world that Ethan's on the run now, and all these forces are chasing him, and come right in with the action. And issue 2 picks up from the end of issue 1. At the end of issue 1, we find that Amanda Waller, of course the head of the Suicide Squad, the Task Force X, is now involved with Damage being on the run. The people that created him, led by someone named Colonel Marie Jonas, are now sort of in trouble because they let all this happen and he's loose on American soil. So now Amanda Waller has been brought in to take Ethan down, and she has what we find out is a special squad called Task Force XL, which is all these super large characters like Giganta and Solomon Grundy and Parasite, characters like that. They're like the heavy hitter squad, and they're going after Damage now.
So what is the Damage program?
It's a good question. We are going to find out much more about that as the series progresses. For right now, what we're learning is that the Damage program is actually an extension of the Hourman, I guess science, if you want to call it that, back from the Golden Age. Hourman was this character who could take a pill called Miraclo, and he would turn in to a superhero. Would have different abilities for 1 hour a day. The military has gotten a hold of that Miraclo and combined it with some other things to try to make something new, something that they could have more control over, and instead they got Damage. So the 1 hour part of it is still there. Ethan can only be this destructive force for 1 hour a day, and for the other 23, he's very, very vulnerable. But, as far as how they got to that part of the Damage program, these are all things that we'll start to learn more about, particularly as we follow Colonel Jonas throughout the series, find out what her motives are, why she did this, how she did this. We'll find out why she cares about that so deeply as we begin to learn more about her character.
Can we expect to see more mainstream DC characters in the future?
Absolutely, yeah. We've already got Task Force XL and Wonder Woman. The second arc of the series, Damage is going to go up against Poison Ivy and Gorilla Grodd. We're also building towards something larger at the end of issue 3. Wonder Woman, of course, is a part of the Justice League, so she's going to go back and report what happens in this battle with Ethan and how things go and how much of a threat he is. And so all the characters and all the stuff that happens in the DCU, we want to bring in as much of that as we can so we can have Ethan, confront those heroic aspects that he originally set out to become. He wanted to be a hero like Superman or Wonder Woman or, any of these characters. Instead, he ended up as this monster. So for me, it's very compelling from a character perspective to have him now confront those very same heroes that were sort of his inspiration to enter into the situation that ended up going so horribly wrong for him.
You can check out Damage #2 today, and here's a complete rundown of the DC books hitting shelves this week.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are sliding into the Injustice 2 universe to take on the heroes and villains of the DCU. And we've got one of the game's insiders here to tell us all about the Turtle Power. Why did you want to include the Ninja Turtles in the game?
I believe it's just, they're icons. They're characters that if you are 5, you know who they are. If you're 50, you know who they are. When we first get a list every game, we see some of the guest characters we may have a chance of putting in the game. And when I first saw the Turtles, I was super excited because they've just been around for so long and they're so iconic, and it's a fighting game, they're ninjas. So they fit in really well for us.
Can you describe some of the Turtles' moves, both individually and as a team?
Well, right now you get the game and you'll download the Turtles, and they have a accessory slot where you're able to put in a different weapon for each character. So if you want to play Donatello, you give it the bow staff. You want to play Leonardo, you give him the katana. So you can immediately start playing your favorite turtle. Now the cool thing about the Turtles is they share some similar fighting style, but they are totally different characters in how they play. So you can learn sort of how to play a base turtle, and you can play them all pretty well. But each character has its own, special qualities that will help you in different matchups. Donatello, for instance, has really good range with his bow staff. Michelangelo has a ton of skateboard moves, which are amazing. Leonardo's able to use a lot of the other turtles while he fights too. As the leader, he's able to call them in and they can help him fight. So while they share some similar things, they all fight very differently, and you're gonna get a real like Donatello flavor when you're playing with Donatello. I mean, the turtles are a team, so we were able to make a super move that includes every single turtle doing their, showing off their weapon and showing off their personality with dialogue. There aren't a lot of super moves that involve voiceover dialogue in the game. I believe Atrocitus has some, maybe a few more, but we were able to actually have them all give a pithy line and say something as they fought. And then at the end, they all come together and do the shell shock, which is, a throwback to the Turtles.
So are there any Easter eggs that people should look out for when they're playing as the Turtles?
There's a lot. Whenever we create a character, we dive pretty deep into the lore. So you'll go to the move list and you'll see a ton of different nods to the Turtles. My favorites, keep an eye out, if there's a lost animation that will happen under certain circumstances at a certain percentage of time that is a direct throwback to one of the old side-scrolling Turtle games, which, most of us grew up with. So that's probably my favorite. I've seen some videos on YouTube of people getting pretty excited about that.
So do you have anything else planned for the game?
We're going to keep continuing to support the game. Definitely some more gear coming your way. I know that the community has been wanting a hood for Green Arrow. That's been almost a meme in the community, and I will say that hood is coming, as I've been saying for quite a while. But the hood, I've seen it. It looks awesome. So we're just going to keep supporting the game. You guys keep playing. We'll keep giving you fun gear to play with.
Houston, we have a panel of the week.
Before we go, we've got a Batman black and white Spy vs. Spy statue from DC Collectibles, plus Mad Magazine 550 and the first 2 issues of Damage, and we're giving it all away to one of you.
For your chance to win, visit dccomics.com/watchandwin and fill out the form with your information. It's so easy, even your older brother who used to use cologne as breath freshener could do it.
Yeah, good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow.